The truth may have just been revealed regarding two out of the three big name unrestricted free agents that the Panthers look to hopefully sign. There's a question mark still with the third on what he's going to decide to do. Will he sign with the team or test free agency and try to get more money? Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews, as always, and hit that subscribe button down below. You guys need to stay up to date with anything and everything that has to do with your back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Guys, we're just going to dive headfirst into this thing. Brad Marchand has come out and said some pretty interesting things in the last 48 hours since winning his second Stanley Cup in his career. This is what he just had to say. It's kind of hard to read, but these are two Panthers insiders. Brad Marchand's message to Bill Zito: give me a contract. Katie Engelson: it feels like I'm home. That is what Brad Marchand has said. So that is telling me, and I'm sure it's telling all of you, sounds like he wants to stay here in South Florida, guys. And I don't think he's going to want to say, I need to take $6 to $7, maybe $8 million for the next, for each year for the next 3 years. I think, as Bill Zito has stated, he believes he can get all three of these guys signed to this team next year and keep everybody together. Yes, I know some other dominoes will have to fall because that $19 million in cap room will probably be completely eaten up based upon what these three guys are going to want. But I have a feeling Bill Zito is going to throw something at these guys that's going to say, let's just keep everybody together. You guys are going to be somewhere near the same realm of each other in terms of what you're going to get paid, except Aaron Ekblad may be the odd man out. One of the other things that just recently happened is at a nightclub in South Beach called 11, Sam Bennett got in front of the whole crowd and had to make a couple of statements. The biggest one, I can't say the whole thing because there's an obscenity in it, but he says, I'm not going anywhere. So we know one guy definitively is stating that he is going to stay here. Obviously, we have no idea what the deal is going to be because the two sides still need to meet for Sam Bennett. As for Brad Marchand, though, all signs are pointing to that he wants to stay. I mean, look at this. Jordan McPherson is stating from Brad Marchand, I feel like I'm home. I'm home, aren't I? And again, I said this the other day about Sam Bennett. Even Steven Stamkos said this several years ago when he was with the Lightning. Why would I leave? Why would I leave? And I think Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett have that same mentality. Why should I leave? When there's an organization that is great to its players, it's a winning pedigree up and down the roster. They've been winning. They've been to Stanley Cup Finals. They've won the President's Trophy. This team has the ability to be a dynasty. I mean, I think they're already kind of this mini dynasty. I know it doesn't really exist, but it's a dynasty with a lowercase d on it now. But if they win next year and do 3 in a row, they are a dynasty. Or I was saying, even if they make 2 years in a row again so it's 5 years in a row, of getting to the Stanley Cup Finals, even if they lose the next 2, I would still say they're a dynasty because they are still dominating the sport and getting to the Stanley Cup Finals in successive years. If they do win another, I think they are a dynasty. I think 3 in a row really does make it a dynasty, especially if you win them back to back to back. But that's a very hard thing to achieve in the NHL, as every single player, fan, coach, anybody that loves the sport knows it is not an easy thing to do, win 3 in a row. That's because no team has done it in, wow, I don't even know how long. So let's keep moving forward here. Here's Brad Marchand. This is earlier today. He asked about his Instagram stories, and this is great, from the last 24 to 48 hours. What he's been doing is taking pictures of every single guy on this roster that was either traded for or picked up as an unrestricted free agent and saying, thank you to X team, like Sam Reinhart. He said, thank you to the Buffalo Sabres for trading Sam Reinhart. Stating, oh, Gustav Forsling, the unrestricted free agent, or whatever he was posting. He's been doing this to kind of give shots at these other teams and saying, hey, thanks for letting all these guys go to the Florida Panthers, because you are helping them build a dynasty. what should be a dynasty. It's on the verge of being a dynasty. And yes, Bill Zito does believe he can bring back every single one of these guys, and I have faith in him. The only thing that is a little shaky is, as I said, Sam Bennett stood up on the stage at 11, it's the name of the club in South Beach, and said, I'm not going anywhere. But Aaron Ekblad gave a speech as well. He was very emotional when he gave it. To me, that says that he is going to be testing the free agent market. He's going to see what teams are going to offer him. But I have this kind of itch that needs to be scratched about, you know what? Bill Zito just knows too much about these players. I mean, come on. Aaron Ekblad's been with this team for 11 years. He was drafted here. He should stay a Panther. I know a lot of people are like, let him walk. They could bring someone else in. But if the numbers work out right, like if Sam Bennett ends up going the lower road and saying, I can give you guys a hometown discount, I think they will be able to keep Marchand and not have to overpay him, because a lot of people are saying his AAV is around, he could take $8 million from a team. But I think he will stay here because, again, he is fitting in. He's living his best life. I mean, if you guys watch these videos of him at the club last night, at dinners, doing all this stuff, I mean, he is having the best time of his life down here. He is loving it. He's loving it. And we're going to get into a couple of other graphics here in terms of why should Brad Marchand stay? Well, I'll show you guys right now. So I just took this snapshot of his whole career. This season, that's the regular season, 10 games. He didn't do much because he was kind of learning the ins and outs of how to work as a Florida Panther, how to fit into this team. And boy, did he fit in at the right time when the postseason started. So these are his postseason numbers. This year was his second best postseason in his whole career. He loved being down here, getting the blizzards, being able to wear sandals, being able to wear shorts and a t-shirt, having a more relaxed atmosphere everywhere he goes, making everything about team camaraderie. That is what Brad Marchand has started to love about what the culture is down here as a Florida Panther. He is loving it. And you could see right here, all of his numbers for the year. 10 goals, third on the team for the playoffs. 10 assists, eighth on the team for the playoffs. 20 points, sixth on the team for the playoffs. A plus 17 rating in the playoffs. That's second best behind Anton Lundell, his line mate, at plus 19. He has the second best shooting percentage on the team in the playoffs for players that had 40 or more shots. He had 2 humongous overtime goals. Big ones. The Toronto Game 3 overtime winner. That could have put the Panthers, had he not won that overtime, gotten that overtime winner and won the game, the Panthers would have been in a hole, down 0-3 in the series, and who knows what would have happened. The momentum would have been in favor of the Maple Leafs. And the same thing happened with Edmonton in Game 2, that double overtime. My goodness, that shot, that set up the series to go the way that it went, to give the momentum to the Panthers. That is the biggest thing that I think he did, was he saved the Panthers postseason twice. He absolutely did with those 2 massive goals. And I would say this, they were probably the 2 biggest goals of his career. Some of you can say, no, they weren't. No, they weren't. I really do, because he saved the Florida Panthers season not once, but possibly twice. Definitely the first one he did. But the second one, who knows how this could have gone, going down 0-2 in the series for the Stanley Cup Finals. And that could have changed the momentum. That's the thing. That's the thing. So I want you guys to read this from Bill Zito. This is what he's saying about players coming to South Florida. And he's like, talking about the big 3 right here that are unrestricted free agents. There's going to be some poor soul who are going to ask to move down here, get a big house on Las Olas, take a golf cart to work in flip-flops, and you might have to play with Matthew Tkachuk or Barkov or Forsling. I know, it's a tough task. Oh, poor guys. This is the beautiful thing about South Florida. That's such an unbelievable, attractive offer for any single player that wants to come down here. They can make good money, not have to pay state tax, play with a team that has a championship pedigree for the last 2 years. They've made Stanley Cup Final 3 years. I'm going to keep saying the same things over and over, because that is what makes South Florida attractive. That's what makes the Florida Panthers a destination for any player in the NHL right now. They were the laughingstock years ago, and now they are the epitome of what winning is about. They are the blueprint of what every other team wants to try to copy. And I want to show you one reason why I know Brad Marchand needs to come back here, and he knows he needs to come back here. It's because of this. And because of this. Sorry about the glitches there, guys. But that is why the Panthers need him, and he needs the Panthers. Because this atmosphere down here, at 37 years young, it will keep him feeling young. It will keep him playing at the speed he wants to play at, on a team that he knows, where the chemistry is there. He's teaching the young guys. He's learning even from them. He's playing with some of the best players in the world. He's playing with a team. That's the biggest thing he didn't have this past year really in Boston, and that's why they really let him go. Give him a chance to win, and I think he's just loving every minute of being a Florida Panther. Everything about this team mentality, this team atmosphere, the culture, the locker room culture, anything and everything that has to do with the Florida Panthers, he has fallen in love with. His family loves it down here. I see him signing a contract for at least 2 to 3 years. I would say 3 max, probably taking between $5 and $6 million a year. I see Sam Bennett doing this, probably a long-term contract, probably an 8-year deal. Keep him here until he's in his mid-30s. And that'll probably be somewhere around $6.5 million to $7.5 million. That could leave a little bit of wiggle room, to possibly keep Aaron Ekblad here. But I have a feeling Aaron Ekblad knows the Panthers are going to say, look, man, with all the injuries, you haven't played a full season, the PED suspension. Yes, you had the best playoffs of your career this year, but there are still a lot of holes and things that you need to figure out. He looked tired at times in the playoffs, but he did play a ton of minutes. But he still, I think, has that, kind of the similarity to what Bennett has. Very, very physical style of play. Will that take a toll on his body and cut short his career a little bit? But this is about Brad Marchand. All signs are pointing to he wants to stay. He wants to be here. With him just saying, Zito, give me a contract. This is home. Isn't it? This is home. Guys, I have a feeling Zito is going to pull off the miracle, sign all 3. Sorry, Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I know you guys were hoping maybe you can get 1 or 2 of these guys, but I think Zito's going to get it done. In Zito, we trust, as we are all saying down here as Panthers fans. He's going to get it done, guys. They're going to spend every cent of that $19 million, and unfortunately, guys like Boquist, things like that, they might have to walk and they won't be able to sign them because they won't have the room for it. But we will see what ends up happening. We'll see what some of the younger guys that might be coming up and brought onto the squad. We'll see what happens. But really exciting last 48 hours. Big celebrations. Parade is coming up on Sunday. Guys, keep cheering on the Panthers. We're not done yet with the rumors and possibilities of what the contracts are going to look like. That is the next step that we're going to be discussing. So, guys, enjoy your weekend, and I look forward to getting another video out to you guys in the next 24 hours. Enjoy your weekend, and go Panthers.